Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. Now today's video is a little bit of a fun video, just throwing out some theories, 5 theories to be exact, in regards to this whole Bray Wyatt storyline, trying to work out what is going on, because let's face it, we've got to be like full-on detectives to work all this out. And that is part of the fun. So before we get into the video, of course, as always, be really appreciative if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. So let's get to it. Now, the first scenario, which jumps straight out the gate, is probably the leading candidate in all of this. The fact that Bray Wyatt is in fact the biggest liar of them all. And Uncle Howdy, the ghost of the man who sold the world, Bray's darker thoughts, is right all along, and Bray Wyatt in fact is the man in the mask, or the masks, attacking LA Knight. And this is a typical psychological angle between good and evil, a multi-personality gimmick. And basically Bray is in denial when he says he wasn't the man who attacked LA Knight. He honestly believes that because he's in denial. He won't believe that he is capable of those things. And there is that other darker side. We saw, of course, the psychological reports in the past where Bray refuses to show empathy and basically acknowledges actions and the fact that he's a danger to himself and others. So this all lines up, it makes sense. And a subscriber, Mosey, made a really interesting point. There's been 2 occasions where we've seen the mask taken off. Firstly, at Extreme Rules, where we saw Bray take the mask off and reveal himself, and secondly when we got the Uncle Howdy, the first Uncle Howdy reveal. So depending on Bray's internal state, that influences the colour of the eyes, what he does in that mask. Now on this week's episode of SmackDown, we saw a person in a mask. We assume it's Bray, it could be someone else, with a mask on, that mask on, with blue eyes, but we didn't see an attack. It was insinuated that LA Knight was attacked. We didn't actually see it play out. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens next week. Now, the second scenario, I call this the Alexa Bliss effect, because you can't talk about Bray Wyatt without talking about Alexa Bliss and the Fiend as well. And surely Bray Wyatt, Triple H and Alexa Bliss don't want you to forget about WrestleMania 37, and we maybe get some answers for that. And if you notice, as of late, since we've seen the logos appear in the background in Alexa Bliss segments, Alexa Bliss is slowly transitioning. She is in this trance, it seems, and she said things in an interview like, I found this new aggression. And that's very telling, because we've seen Bray being aggressive, headbutting LA Knight and assuming he's the one attacking LA Knight in this mask. Is this linking up? Are they in sync? The darker side of Alexa Bliss and the darker side of Bray are now communicating. And also there was another cool comment from a subscriber, Thug Gothic, in regards to Uncle Howdy. And what if Uncle Howdy isn't trying to recruit Alexa Bliss, but what if he's trying to reincarnate Sister Abigail through Alexa, and as a result resurrect the Fiend against Bray Wyatt's, the better side of Bray Wyatt's wishes? I love that theory. We'll have to see what happens on Raw and whether Howdy influences Alexa Bliss in a match. We've already seen Alexa Bliss tease the Sister Abigail. So what if all of this angle is linking up to Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss in a reunion storyline arc? You've got to think that in a way they're 1-1, because Bray did influence, well, the Fiend influenced and let Alexa Bliss in the first place. Alexa Bliss cost the Fiend his match at WrestleMania 37. So in a way they're even, so they can maybe sort things out and then get together again and wreak havoc in WWE. Now thirdly, cult leader Bray Wyatt. And what I mean by that is he the key to all this? Is cult leader Bray the most powerful version of Bray all along? And if you go all the way back to April the 22nd, 2019, the very first Firefly Funhouse segment, Bray opens with the lines, "This is my special place, and all of my Fireflies can feel safe here. I used to be a very bad man." Very, very key line there. I used to be a very bad man. That part of me is dead now. Again, this could be Bray's denial. I do keep a reminder that not even in my weakest moments will I ever turn into that pathetic slob loser again, and proceeds to chainsaw a cardboard cutout of that version of Bray. So what if that version of Bray has been trapped, been hidden for so long? We know it has, because we saw, of course, the Fiend alter ego, and now it's coming full circle, and that cult leader version of Bray is coming back. A lot of hints have been thrown in. As of late in these Howdy segments, we've seen a lot of images of cult leader Bray references. We, of course, see Bray come down to the ring every time he has his entrance with a lantern. That was very cult leader Bray-esque. At Extreme Rules, he said, "I'm here," when he returned. Like that, again, is a cult leader Bray. "I'm here." Is that cult leader Bray is here? He opened with the song, "He's got the whole world in his hands" when he returned. Couple with that, all the images we've been seeing as of late. Was the secret all along, through Ramblin' Rabbit, knowing that cult leader Bray was the puppet master in all of this? That he was the most dominant version of Bray and he was just hidden temporarily for so long, and now he can harness all the power of the Firefly Funhouse. He controls it all now. We saw that exposure of the Firefly Funhouse at Extreme Rules. Even the Fiend included in all that. What if cult leader Bray is the danger here and he is the one potentially pulling the strings? And that moves us on to point 4. What if it wasn't Bray all along? Bray was telling the truth. It wasn't him in the mask, but he is the cult leader again, and he is influencing other people, getting people to do his dirty work for him. What if one of those people under the mask was Eric Rowan or a Bo Dallas or Vincent in Dutch? You know, I know this seems like a massive reach, but what if he was actually telling the truth? Yes, he is struggling mentally and there's this darker side he's battling genuinely, but actually he gave the orders to others, or maybe they attacked LA Knight against his wishes and maybe he's working against these people. There's so many cool twists to this storyline arc, but again, I thought that was another scenario to explore. And 5th, and finally, we can't write off the Fiend. The Fiend comes up in so much conversation about many fans, Fireflies missing the Fiend. And what if the Fiend isn't dead? What if all of this is coming full circle towards Bray's darker side finally just getting the better of him, and then he puts that mask on again? What if he puts on a new mask? What if we get an incarnation of the Fiend? What if this is the whole purpose of this whole full circle storyline? The fact that we get the man in a mask once more, and he's going to feel dominant, he's going to feel powerful, he's not going to feel any weakness, and he's going to run havoc in WWE with a psychological angle. Bray did say he wants to rewrite the story and the ending to his story. So what if he wanted things this way to play out how he originally planned? But of course, Vince McMahon was in his ear influencing him. This time he's got full creative control and he can make the Fiend what he always wanted to. Again, this is just 5 scenarios. There's loads more, so get down in the comments section. Always feel free to share your thoughts and opinions. I love hearing them and I always respond. And as always, be really appreciative if you can like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. Gonna be glued to this week's episode of Raw to see what plays out with Alexa Bliss in our match against Bayley. Will Uncle Howdy get involved? We'll have to wait and see. We'll catch you in the next one.